You live inside the palace, at the very heart of the empire, surrounded by gold, silk, and power. People outside the walls see this as fortune. They dream of standing where you stand, even for a single day. But they do not know the truth. If you make a mistake, you will die. Sometimes without a trial. Sometimes without an explanation. Sometimes simply because you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. You live where power is concentrated, and every day you fear making one wrong step. Today, you will live one life as a palace servant in ancient China. And by the end of this story, you will understand why this role was considered both a dream and a curse. You did not choose this life. Most likely, you were given away. Sometimes to save your family from starvation. Sometimes as a tax that could not be paid with money. Sometimes simply because your family had no choice. For the palace, you are a practical solution. For your family, a painful compromise. You are brought to the palace as a child or a teenager. You pass through gates that close behind you forever. You do not realize it yet, but you will never return home. Your name is written down. Sometimes it is changed to erase your past and sever all ties to your family. From this moment on, you no longer belong to yourself. You belong to the palace. Your life is no longer measured in years, but in the mistakes you managed to avoid. You learn to stay silent before you learn to speak. You learn to bow automatically, without thinking. You learn not to look those above you in the eyes, because a direct gaze can be seen as a challenge. You learn to stand motionless for hours and to disappear even while standing nearby. You learn to be background, part of the interior, a shadow between columns. And this is only the beginning. What comes next is worse. Your day begins before sunrise, not by choice, but by sound. You rise instantly, because being late is not considered a mistake, but a sign of disrespect. And disrespect inside the palace is more dangerous than hunger or exhaustion. You prepare yourself as quickly as possible and step into your duties before you feel fully awake. Your task is perfect order, not simply cleanliness, but order exactly as expected from above. Every object must be placed precisely where it belongs. Every fold of clothing must be perfect, every movement measured. You serve food, watching carefully that your hands do not tremble. You prepare garments, checking knots and ties again and again. You open doors and close them silently, because even a small sound can draw attention. And attention is danger. The most important rule is that you must not be noticed. The best work is work no one remembers. If you drop a tray, there is punishment. If you look the wrong way, punishment. If you are in the wrong place, punishment. Sometimes it is beatings, sometimes imprisonment. Sometimes you are simply never seen again, and another silent servant replaces you. Mistakes are not corrected here. They are removed. But the most dangerous thing is not making mistakes. The most dangerous thing is knowing too much.
We cannot let this information reach the Emperor's
You are always
Tower.
close to power. You see the Emperor, his family, his concubines, and the highest officials.
We must act decisively.
You hear conversations,
He waits in the
plans,
shadows,
arguments,
listening
and
to our
sometimes
every
conspiracies.
Let him wait.
You hear names and orders that decide the fate of provinces and thousands of people. But you are not allowed to remember any of it. You are not allowed to understand what you hear. You are not allowed to repeat it, not even to yourself. You see everything, but you are nobody. Sometimes servants disappear after overhearing a single conversation. Sometimes they are transferred to other parts of the palace, where no one hears of them again. Sometimes they are accused of things they never did, simply because it is convenient. You begin to fear not punishment, but silence. Because silence inside the palace often means a decision has already been made, and you will learn about it last. You learn to walk softly and breathe quietly. You learn not to ask questions and not to show emotion. You learn that your life depends on someone else's mood, gesture, or glance. And here lies the paradox of this life. You live better than a peasant outside the palace walls. You eat better. You sleep warmer. You have a roof over your head and regular meals. But you are less free than anyone outside. A peasant can leave, can run away, can take a risk and start over. You cannot. You belong to a place where a single wrong step costs a life. You live at the center of the empire and have no right to your own destiny. If you are lucky, you will live to old age. Few do. One day, you will be dismissed, or people will simply stop calling for you, and you will understand that you are no longer needed. You walk out through the palace gates and look at the world for the first time without permission. You have seen power from the inside. You stood beside it every day. You learned how it speaks and how it stays silent. But you never possessed it. You lived inside the palace, and for your entire life, you were afraid of dying. If you want more stories like this, raw, honest, and told from the inside, subscribe. Here, we live history from within.